Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Rochelle, and it is the very first day of the new year. I am very excited to be filming this video for you. I know I said in my previous video that I was going to be getting it up ASAP, and then Christmas season happened at work, so here I am. As you can see from the title, today's video is going to be a comparison between the Goyard PM and the Neverfull the Neverfull MM. So if you want to know what that difference looks like, stay tuned. Alrighty guys, so here I have my Goyard PM. It is the bag I am currently carrying around with me. This one in particular is newer, so the handles are still a little stiff, and I'm trying to like get it worked in. I'm trying to get it like soft like my GM one is, so that's why I'm carrying it around. But this is what it looks like. And like a good little YouTuber, I went ahead and did some research. So let me tell you what the specs are on this. So the specs are 34 centimeters by 11 centimeters by 6 centimeters. So that's what the measurements are for this. And then for the Neverfull MM, which looks like so. Sorry, I don't have any stuffing in her, so she's just kind of like sad looking, but this is her, this is her. Yes, yes, yes. And the specs for this is 37 by 29 by 17 centimeters. So significant difference in the width and the depth when it comes to the difference between the Goyard PM and the Neverfull MM. Some of the pros of each. So I would say the pros of the pros of the Goyard PM would be that it is a smaller bag. So if you literally don't want to carry a lot, or you've gotten to the point where you feel like you're always carrying your life in your purse and you just want a switch, you just want something different, like I was saying, I feel like this is a wonderful bag to like downsize. Now, if you're like me and you carry a lot, let me just show you what is in here without everything magically falling out. This is what my bag looks like. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot going on in there. And sometimes I think, you know, that could be a pro and a con. But the pros that I would say for this bag is that it's perfectly sized. So if you're not somebody that carries a lot with you on a daily basis, or you're a shorter person and you just don't want to have like a super big bag, then this is the bag for you. Some pros of the Neverfull MM is that although it is still considered an everyday bag, it's a little bit bigger than the Goyard the Goyard PM. Why am I keep getting these mixed up? It's a little bit bigger, so if you're like me and you need, like, you carry a lot with you, I think this one would be a lot better, you know? I think it would be a lot better for that, just because you get to put stuff in it, you get to put your everyday stuff, and then you have a little bit more space. What I like about this one over the Goyard PM is that it comes up higher, because like what I said, the depth in this compared to the, the depth compared to the Goyard PM is a difference. Like, the depth on the Goyard PM is 6 centimeters, while the depth on this is 17 centimeters. So it's definitely a difference. And that difference you do see when you put your stuff in it, and then you're like, okay, in the Goyard, I feel like when I put my stuff, like, I can literally see all my stuff just kind of sitting there, while I feel like with this one, I kind of have to like look into it a little bit. So I actually prefer the depth of this one a lot better, just because it's like, I feel like my items are a little bit more secured in here than it is in the Goyard. And I think it's why, for a good reason, I just kind of rarely use my PM, and I'm trying to get into it. Now let's talk about the cons. Let's talk about the cons. Since this was the last bag I spoke about last, let's start with the cons of this bad boy. The cons of this particular bag, because it's in this print, is that it has untreated leather. It has Vuitton leather, guys, and oh my goodness, like literally 2 weeks ago, I got caught in the rain. I had to make a bank run for my my company, and my boss was like, can you take, you know, can you go to the bank to get change? And I was like, yeah, sure. I was just gonna walk with my clutch because it's really not like anything crazy. But then she's like, it's holiday season, the mall is busy, can you like take your purse? Like, I'd prefer you take your entire purse, just so that, you know, no one like robs you or anything like that, which is highly unlikely, but whatever. It's better to be safe than sorry. So I walk with this, and all of my umbrellas are in my car, and I get outside and it is pouring. Sorry, like I mentioned in my last video, I live near a hospital now, so that. But anyways, yeah, it's pouring outside, and I'm just like, I'm still on company's time. I can't afford to just stand here and wait for the rain to like dissipate. Like, I can't. So I had to make a run for it. I had to make a crucial decision to run through the rain with my bag. Luckily, I don't know if it's because I've used leather cleaner and like baby oil on it that I haven't seen any water spots. Thank goodness. So it's safe from watermarks, but it just gave me a level of anxiety I didn't care for, because I was just like, okay, this is Vuitton leather. Like, the last thing I need is for this bad boy to get watermarks, but it didn't, so I'm so fortunate for that. Everything's looking good. Everything's looking fine. And I think honestly that's the only honestly that's the only con I have about this. Like, I can't think about another con. I can't think about another con for this bag. I think for a person like me, for every day, this is perfect. Like, look at that depth. Like, look at that. Look at that. It takes some looking for you to see what's in my bag, opposed to the little Goyard PM here, that it's like you can literally just tilt and you see everything. Cons for this. Now, I used to have an issue with the strap drop, and I think a lot of people do. I've seen videos about this where people constantly talk about how short the difference of the strap drop is between the two of them. However, since I have lost a little bit of weight, oh God, this is gonna sound terrible. Since I have lost some weight, I don't really have too much issues with the straps anymore. Like, it's still tighter than I would care for it to be under my arm, but it's on my arm and it stays on my arm now. Like, if I put it through my arm, it'll stay on my shoulder. Whereas before, where my arms were a little thicker, it would just not even bother. Like, it would get to a certain point of my arm and just be like, okay, girl, this is the hill I choose to die on. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going any further. But ever since I lost weight, like, it gets up there and it stays up there. And I do have some space, as you can see. But right now, like I said before, I'm up north and it is winter. And when I put on my thick-ass winter jacket, it gets up there, but it doesn't stay as well as my Neverfull does. As far as, like, the sizing, I don't mind it, because it's only it's only 3 centimeters off from the Neverfull MM lengthwise, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not that big of a deal. Width wise is where you start to see the difference, and depth wise is where you start to see the difference. But like I say, I'm sorry, there's something in my eye. But like I was saying, if you're tired of carrying a bag where at the ending of the day you feel like you started off with a somewhat organized bag and then it turned into a fiasco and you're just like, where did all this extra shit come from? I think this would be the bag for you. I like how the canvas folds in on itself too, just like the Neverfull. And it wasn't doing that before, so I'm really happy about that. Yeah, it wasn't doing that before, so it definitely folds in. It's very light. So the bag itself, it's very light. Everyone kind of always talks about that as a pro for Goyard. Again, another cop car, I'm sorry. But yeah, everyone kind of talks about that as like a pro for Goyard, so I guess I should have posted that in my pros. This video is all over the place, but should have posted that back in my pros. But pretty much it's like, since the material of the bag is so light, like you're able to put a lot more, I think, into it. But then the only con of that is that everything just feels like it's right here. Like I feel like everything is right here. Like I have no depth. I just feel like it's all sitting at the surface. So yeah, that is my mini comparison between the Neverfull MM and the Goyard PM. If you guys have any more questions, you can go ahead and leave it in the comment section down below. I think I covered everything that I could have thought of, I think, but then I'm also rushing to get to work because after I film this video, I'm off to work. So I'm also rushing in a sense. So I hope I didn't miss anything. But like I said, if you guys have any additional questions about maybe a comparison that I missed and you're just curious about, please go ahead and leave it in the comment section down below and I will get right back to you. Oh my gosh, guys, as usual, until the next time, stay blessed. And I hope your 2019 is nothing short of wonderful and a blessing. Bye. Mwah.